Good evening, friends. Hope you all are doing well. Yesterday, I provided with a case study, a real life study that I dealt with, and sought your opinions as to how one would have dealt with the case. Thanks to all my friends who provided me with their valuable suggestions. You might remember the story of a woman whom we refer to as X, who has suffered a recent miscarriage and was mentally destroyed by the shock. The effect it had on all aspects of her life and also on the lives of her near and dear ones was absolutely catastrophic. You might want to refer to my last video if you haven't watched it yet, or if you may have missed a few nuances. I have provided the link in the description of this video. Today, I am going to tell you what I did and how it worked. It's not necessary that this is the only way out, but I'm going to say what worked. Anything else can also work. It was a two-step procedure that I followed. Just after she told me about her situation, the first thing I gave to her was a puzzle. Cheers, friends. A silly little childish puzzle that was fun to solve. I knew that she was fond of puzzles in her childhood, and I used that to get her engaged. Initially, she was very skeptical and didn't even want to touch it. But after much persuasion, when I finally managed to get her into it, there was a dramatic transformation. Within a few minutes, the challenge engrossed her, and at every step that she managed to solve, her face glowed up like a child. It took her about an hour to clear all the steps of the puzzle. The realization dawned on her much later that this 1 hour was the time she completely forgot about her issue. It was this 1 hour in months that she smiled and felt her excitement again. She realized that this 1 hour window was able to put her out of the terrible misery that hasn't left her for months. Here I simply used a very basic psychological principle, the fact that our mind is unable to focus on two things at a time. If your mind is completely engrossed in doing something, you won't have time for any somber thoughts or misery to disturb you. As a matter of fact, no other thoughts would be able to arrest you. Staying in the present and getting busy can work miracles for a depressed mind. But I cannot expect her to go on solving puzzles throughout the day. So I made a plan taking X's mother and husband into confidence. We sent the maids on a long leave. X's mother, whom we refer to as Y in our story, kept troubling her and getting her do as much work at home as possible. X's husband, whose business was mainly out of the station, also gave her an impression that their business was breaking down and X needs to work so that they can maintain their lifestyle expenses. So X had to go back and find a job. And this time, it wasn't an option for her. She had to fight for her means now. This had three distinct effects. Number one, X got so engaged in her various problems and worked throughout the day that she had no time to think about anything about the past or worry about the future. Her mind and body were totally engrossed in her daily work at home and at her workplace. Basically, she was too busy to complain about anything in life. Number two, at the end of the day, she was so very exhausted that she slept like a baby. Sleeping has been a problem for her in the last few months. And lastly, she found her passion back through her job. You won't believe how life changed for her and her family. Within a few months, her depression was gone. She also lost a few kilos, which was good for her since she was kind of overweight. But that was an unplanned gain, so we won't be discussing much about that. She won't like that either. The loss of the child will always be there, but somehow the couple has found their love back through the struggles that they faced together. X eventually came to know about the plans we did to get her back on track, but by then she has learned a very important lesson and there was no going back. She has learned to get herself busy enough to not being troubled by anything in her past or any anxiety about her future. She works like a monster and enjoys every moment she gets with her husband, family, and friends. And know what? She conceived again last month, and we hope her all the best for her future and wish that she is blessed with a healthy baby in due time. So, friends, staying in the present and getting busy can be a key to solving huge problems and can change our lives for better. And as I always say in all my mental health videos, open up, speak up, help yourself and others, and together we can have a much happier and fulfilling life to enjoy and cherish. I am always there for you and anybody who may need me. You can always get in touch with this friend of yours anytime and through any mode you are comfortable with. I'll be back with more case studies and discussions. Till then, take care and stay safe. Good night, friends.